All right, before I begin, shout out to my brother. He's the one that turned me into a wrestling fan. Today he would have been 46. Happy birthday, Craig Cheetah. You would have loved Thunder Mountain Wrestling.
Happy birthday to your late brother.
Yeah. And now we are here in beautiful Douglas, Arizona for Death Proof 2 from Thunder Mountain Wrestling right here at the middle school. Douglas, Arizona, your hometown.
That's right, in my own backyard. So congratulations, you have come to the end of the rainbow. So welcome to Death Proof 2.
Yeah. And I am, as always, Thunder Mountain Wrestling's #1 fan. Their words, not mine, from Bubba Josh Productions, Bubba Josh. Here with me, the self-proclaimed king of Arizona, self-proclaimed king of Cochise County, whatever he's calling himself lately, Raul.
That's right. I'm ready for tonight's.
Yeah. We got a lot of matches, so let's get going. You got a 2 out of 3 tables match. Michael Kruger and Shafiro, former members of the Cabal. Now, to win this match, you don't have to put your opponent through one table. You have to put your opponent through 2 tables. So that means we could be seeing, in that match alone, 3 tables being broken. I'm so looking forward to that match.
Yes, I am looking forward to that match too. So this is going to be a monster movie live in action.
We are close to Halloween. Our own Halloween Havoc right here if you can't be in Prescott Valley for NXT.
Oh, that's right. It's NXT tonight.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And because we're close to Halloween and it's right up his alley, I got to go for Michael Kruger on that match.
Yeah, so I'm just like a little bit confused. You know, what is going on between Chirivo? Like he stabbed in the back on the Peacemaker, then he left, Michael Kruger, and now like, okay, well, I think he's going back to his old self. So okay, he kind of impressed me. It's about time, to go back with his old brothers again. So, but I'm gonna go Chirivo, let's see if he can put that big monster right through the table.
All right. That's 1 for Shafiro, 1 for Michael Kruger. And I'm going to grab this. I'm going to keep tally throughout the night because it's going to be interesting to see who has the most picks correct.
We'll see.
So you got... And you said on that one, you're going for Shafiro?
Shafiro, that's right.
And I'm going for Michael Kruger. Now, don't worry, Bubba Josh Productions followers. I'll let you know the outcome as well on this, so you know what happened with the picks. So, you got 1 for Shafiro, 1 for Kruger. And then we got the Triple Threat Women's Championship, the Desert Rose Championship, as well as the first ever Copper Queen. Your champion from 602 herself, Chrissy Rivas, the backbone of the Thunder Mountain Wrestling Women's Division. Going against the Flower Child, the former champion, Eliza Hayes. And tonight's special guest of Thunder Mountain Wrestling, NXT legend herself. Hopefully she brings a tank with her, Shotzi Blackheart. So, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, I'm looking forward to see Shotzi making her debut right here in my hometown. And I hope she brings a tank. Like you said, I want to ride on it. So I'm gonna. So I respect Eliza, the Flower Girl. She impressed me when she made her debut in Thunder Mountain Wrestling, and Christy Rivers too. So they both debut in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. But Shotzi, she has wrestled around the world, and she is a former NXT Tag Team Champion.
She is. So your pick is Shotzi on that one?
Shotzi or Christy Rivers? I'm a little bit both.
Oh, you gotta pick one for this.
I gotta go Shotzi.
Shotzi.
All the way. But Gino Rivera will be in the ring corner with Christy Rivera. So Gino and Shotzi, they had history. So we'll see what happened in that tonight's triple threat match.
But your pick is Shotzi then.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. And like I said, she's the backbone, even though I don't agree per se with her aligning with the 602. She will forever be my Thunder Mountain Wrestling girl because she is the backbone of Thunder Mountain Wrestling. That being said, it's a rare occurrence when you see me going with somebody from the 602, but I'm taking Christy for that one. That being said, if that one ends up being Eliza, it's a push. Neither one of us would have that one right.
Yeah, we would have had it.
All right. Then you got the Hair versus hair match. Angel Pureheart putting up his curly locks. Ugh, such a pretty boy. I can't stand those. Against the fan favorite with his mohawk, Street Rat Jimmy. So either someone's no longer going to have a mohawk or someone's no longer going to have curly locks. Either way, one of those hairdos is gone after today. I wonder who's going to be the barber. Noah Stone said he doesn't mind being the barber for that match.
I know a barber here. I know. I can call him. I'll say, hey, can you bring all your machines so we can have this hair versus hair match tonight? So
yeah, and Angel Pureheart may not. I said someone might not have a hawk, but that might not be true because Street Rat Jimmy said when he wins. That's my pick, obviously now. Street Rat Jimmy said when he wins, Pureheart's not going bald. He's gonna give Pureheart a mohawk and make him Angel Purehawk. So yeah, my pick, Street Rat Jimmy. How can he lose that mohawk as much work as he puts into it? Yeah, it's gonna be Street Rat.
Angel Pureheart, he made that stipulation. He put that. He put that himself. He wants that hair versus hair match. He is the one who put that match. So
he's gonna regret making that match.
He's gonna regret it. So we've seen hair versus hair already before in the WWE, the Battle of the Billionaires. Kurt Angle and Edge, Molly Holly and Victoria at WrestleMania 20. We've seen that already. And Shotzi, she has shaved her head once. I remember that she shaved her head.
That is true.
I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
So.
And as much as we've seen hair versus hair matches before, unless I'm mistaken, this is Thunder Mountain Wrestling's first hair versus hair match.
Yeah, this is the first. So I'm gonna go Jimmy Street Rat.
You also have Street Rat on that one. All right. Okay, and then you got Gino Todiuso Rivera going up against the wild card himself, Thugnificent. I love watching Thugnificent wrestle. And Gino is a rare Thunder Mountain Wrestling appearance. He loves Thunder Mountain Wrestling, but he's busy traveling the country, how I even think the world. So he doesn't show up much. But when he shows up, he either wins or puts on a good showing that you think he's going to win. So that being said, I am giving this one to Gino.
Doug Beneficent is very impressive. I saw him wrestle in Tucson. He is a former tag team champion in Tucson and Phoenix. He's very impressive, very fast, very talented. Gino Rivera, other side, he's a veteran. He has wrestled around the world. I'm gonna give it Gino Rivera. Told you so.
All right, so we're both going Gino on that. Okay, and then you got the. Speaking of wild cards, you got another triple threat match, and one of them is Danhausen.
Yes, Danhausen coming to Douglas. This is the first time ever.
Danhausen, Douglas. Is Douglas ready for Danhausen?
No, they are ready. I can tell these fans are ready for Shotzi, Danhausen, and one more guest.
All right.
With
Danhausen going up against Gabriel Alexander from the Foundation, and also going up against BGT. BGT had quite a year on. He's had Chrissy turn on him. He's had Rampage turn on him. He's made it to the Final Four of the Thunder Rumble, so much that I thought he was going to win the Thunder Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because he wants the world champion. He says he wants a world champion, he wants a tag team, whatever. That's what he wants.
He said he wants a championship. He said he doesn't necessarily want the tag team. He said, I remember when I was interviewing him, he said he wants a singles championship. Whether it be the world one, the Super Fader, or he said he doesn't care. They can make a new one for him to be the first ever champion. He wants to establish himself as a single star. And I see it happening in 2026.
Yeah, hopefully, but see what
I don't see it happening tonight. I see it happening next year.
Well, he's been in a pretty tough year, so I feel bad for him. But he's very impressive. He fights against the Super Vader champion Bad News Magoo and Benson. He tried everything he can. He didn't beat him.
That being said, like I said, I see it happening in 2026. If it was just BGT going against Gabriel Alexander, hands down, I go with BGT. But then you add the wild card, Danhausen. The wild card. I'm a Danhausen. That's who I'm pulling for. He's unpredictable.
Yeah, I respect Gabriel Alexander. I know he's very talented too. And Danhausen too, he's very popular because everybody loves him. So I'm gonna go Danhausen to win this triple threat and making his debut right here in Thunder Mountain Wrestling in Douglas, Arizona.
Wow. That's 3 in a row we're agreeing on, believe it or not.
Yeah, we are. We're tied at time. We'll see the next one.
You say Danhausen, I say Danhausen.
Yeah, it's very nice, very
Right.
evil.
Then you got former tag team champions in their own rights, the Smoke Signals, going up against the... Yeah, I'm reading this correctly. You are hearing me correctly. The random pairing of Billy Gunn and Victor Ursus?
Yeah, it's kind of weird and odd pairing, but because Victor Ursa doesn't play with others.
No, he doesn't play well with... He plays with others. He doesn't play well with others.
So
yeah,
that's kind of a little bit odd to that. So
and Billy Gunn, I hope you may get out of this one alive, but do not trust Victor Ursus. Don't.
Yeah, don't. So
yeah, Workout. I'm so sorry, but and I'm gonna keep calling you Workout until you show me and others respect. You're not gonna be the war bear to me until that happens. Former Thunder Mountain Wrestling champion, doesn't matter. You are not the champion right now. I am giving this one to the established team of the Smoke Signals.
well, the Smoke Signal, they are the former Thunder Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champions, and then you got and then the other team, and then their opponents. Victor Ursa is the former world champion. And Billy Gunn, he has done it all everywhere. He is a former 11-time tag team champion in WWE, King of the Ring winner 1999, Intercontinental champion, and Hardcore champion.
Hardcore, yes, that's right. And he's been in Total Nonstop Action, too.
In TNA and AEW, former Trio tag team champions. So he's done it all. Billy Gunn is a legend.
Yeah, he is a legend. But he's teaming with Victor Ursus. So legend or not, you're teaming up with that person, you're guaranteed to have trouble ahead of you.
Yeah,
this is going to be a long night for Billy Gunn.
It's going to be a long line. Who knows if he could trust him? And then some says, Victor is a change to the new leaves. I was like, yeah, right.
I don't see that happening. Come on, there's no way. I mean, so yeah, I'm pulling for Smoke Signals. Come on, who you got?
I got to go with Billy Gunn and Victor Ursa. Yeah. Because Billy Gunn is a Hall of Famer. He got to win it right here in my own backyard. So we got just 3 special guests right here. Shotzi, Danhausen, and Billy Gunn in my hometown. So I got to see them all 3 win.
All right, you're going with Gunn and Ursus. I'm going up with the Smoke Signals. Okay. Then you got triple threat ladder match hanging above the ring. It's a piece of paper. Not just any paper. A contract. And what makes this contract great? The winning team who grabs it become the number 1 contenders for the tag team champions. So I got goosebumps just thinking about that.
I'm ready. I'm getting pumped up. My blood is pumping, and I'm ready for this match.
6 human bodies, 1 ladder, 1 contract. Something's got to give. You got your voice, the 602. That being said, it might be more than 6 people then. You got the Canadian Carnage, and you got the first time pairing in Thunder Mountain Wrestling anyway of the Spotlight, which is one of my guys, the retro rock star Stevie Ray Pam, baby, and Capone. So yeah, I am torn between Spotlight and Canadian Carnage. However, former champs, they know how it is to get the job done. So I'm gonna give it to Carnage on that one.
I respect those 3 teams. Stevie Ray and Matt, they're making their debut as a team together.
That's
true. The first time ever these 2 are teaming up.
So it's not just the first time in Thunder Mountain Wrestling.
No,
it's
not the first time.
Ever.
The first time ever as a tag team. Because, Stevie Ray's kind of impressed me when I saw his debut. He's kind of impressed me. That Matt guy just impressed me too. And then the Canadian Rage, they impressed me too. They are the former tag team champions, like you said. But there's someone's birthday next week. It's Iron Pitbull. His birthday's next week, on Tuesday.
Happy early birthday, Pitbull. And your birthday gift is going to be, I'm calling it right now, prediction. Not prediction, it's a spoiler. Your birthday present is going to be becoming 1/2 of the Thunder Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champion number 1 contenders, Canadian Carnage.
And in the 602 you have there, they want that gold. They want something else. He goes, Christy
This from
Vericius.
the honorary member of 602 showing favoritism.
So yeah, so I'm going the 602.
Of course you are.
Yes, of course, I'm right.
I don't know how they'll like knowing that you went against their girl Chrissy earlier.
I gotta tell you, I'm sorry. I just want Chelsea to win. I'm a big fan. I was like, don't kill me, Chrissy. Don't kill me.
So one for the 602, one for Canadian Carnage. And you got Thunder Mountain Wrestling's equivalent of the Hardcore Champion, dedicated to the legend himself, Big Van Vader, the Super Vader Championship. You got Bad News Bagoo going up against Stevie Ray's protege, Tank Malone. Bagoo defending against Tank Malone. And Tank's no slouch. He's been improving over the year. But he's going up against Bagoo. I'm sorry. Before I give my pick, let's hear your thoughts.
So, Bagoo, he has win or lost, and now he finally has the gold on his waist to become the Super Vader champion. Now his rule as a Super Vader champion that he is now, he doesn't want 3 counts. He wants a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't want 10 count. He wants 15. So that's his rule. And now that he is the champion, so I respect him. And then Tank Malone, he became a security in Thunder Mountain Wrestling to become a professional wrestler, making his debut.
Respect.
So I would love to see Tank Malone become the new champion, but not yet, because I don't think Bagoo's not gonna lose his championship at any time. So I think I'm gonna go with Bagoo.
Bagoo.
And you?
I have to agree with you again on this one. I'm like, Tank, I see you getting a title in 2026. You draw the short end of the stick here going against Bagoo for your first shot at a championship. If you win it, it's not going to be an easy win, but then again, what championships are ever easy wins? So that being said, as he's tough with nails, this shows you how fair I am. As much as he disrespects me, I got to go with Bagoo.
That's right. He is the champ. And he can't lose, but Tank, I respect you, man.
Yeah. And then you got not one, but 2 steel cage matches. All right, yeah. If you see something shaking there, if you see why we're shaking, just to let you know, there's a little wind coming through Douglas, and it's my camera phone stand. So bear with us. Hopefully it doesn't fall over, but that's why it's a little shaky. It's nothing wrong with your connection. It's just the phone stand's being shaky right now.
Yeah, it is a little bit windy.
All right, so not one, but 2 steel cage matches. First one for the Tag Team Championship. You got the Peacemakers going up against their year-long rivals, Premium PA. Premium PA, for heaven's sake, took the Peacemakers out of action and stole their girl Calypso there for a while.
Yes, they did. They did, and Don Carlos had it for a long time.
Yeah, this Premium PA, Mr. Grimm, put this over my head. I've kept it ever since. This is what I think of it after the way they treated Peacemakers. You're not seeing that, but yeah. By the way, thanks for the card tissue, Mr. Grimm. It comes in handy.
Yeah, so these 2 teams, they had a long rivalry together. These 2, and they're the one that took out the Peacemaker out of action for 2 months. They've been out, and they have to restart it. They have to get to back who they are, and now they're back bigger and better. So they
yeah.
So
they've won the Tag Team Championship right when they came back, actually, or a month after they came back.
Yeah, after they come back, they won the title.
And they haven't lost it since.
And
they're not going to lose it tonight either.
So I know that these 2 teams, they're the rivalries, and we'll see what happens next year. If they continue, but we'll see. Instead of a steel cage match, I would like to see the Peacemakers walk out as the undisputed tag team championship.
All right. And anybody who's followed this channel, who's followed me, who's followed Thunder Mountain Wrestling knows I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's Peacemakers for me. When is it not?
I thought you were gonna say not the Peacemaker. I'll go with those other two.
Oh yeah, but I am not going for Premium PA. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, I just saw what you just did.
All right. That being said, I would love to get him on one of my Wrestler Showcases interviews. I don't know what it is. After interviewing 602, I feel brave all of a sudden. So, open invitation to Premium PA. You want to come on my channel? You want me to interview you? Feel free. By the way, I am not paying you for it. I don't want to hear that at all. None of the wrestlers. Just to let you know, all these wrestlers you've been seeing on my Wrestler Showcase, not one have I ever paid.
Yeah,
They come on for free.
That's right.
Especially the 602, so I respect that out of them. All right. So you got Peacemakers, I got Peacemakers. Then we got another steel cage match with added stipulations. Something's going to give tonight. They can't seem to get rid of each other. You got the champion, my champion, the Bubba Joss Productions Forever champion, the Ramrock, defending his title against Will Kennedy in that said steel cage match. So there's no interference. Because Will Kennedy's going to have people interfering on him if possible.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. And so the added stipulations, though. Ramrock loses, he can no longer compete in Thunder Mountain Wrestling ever again. Will Kennedy loses, he won't be able to challenge for the championship as long as Ramrock is the champion. So that match right there tonight will put an end in this feud.
Yes, this is going to end this feud. These two.
And this is the first ever one-on-one match between them for the title.
Yeah, the last time in July it was triple threat match, and then
it's been triple threat. It's been other stuff, but never one-on-one ever until now.
Until now, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, Ramrock, the very first Super Fader champion, the very first two-time Thunder Mountain Wrestling heavyweight champion,
That's right.
World heavyweight champion. So yeah. I'm going for Ramrock on that, without a doubt. And I hope so, because I will not imagine a Thunder Mountain Wrestling without him. So yeah, Ramrock for the W.
Well, as for me, I might cash in my money in the bank instead of that steel cage. Whatever these two beat the living out of each other, I will be your new Thunder Mountain Wrestling heavyweight champion of the world.
I'm gonna stop him for that happening.
No, you're not. So for me,
but before that, who's your pick?
Before that, I respect Ramrock because he is the first two-time Thunder Mountain Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion and first Super Vader Champion. I'm gonna go with Will because he wants to win it back. So
you got Will Kennedy. I got Ramrock. So, by my calculations, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 matches we agree on. That's half the card.
That's half the card. Yes.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the other half. You got King Raul with Shafero, Shotzi, Street Rat, Chino, Danhausen, Gunn and Ursus, 602, Bad News Bagoo, Peacemakers, and Will Kennedy. I, on the other hand, got Michael Kruger, Chrissy, Street Rat, Chino, Danhausen, Smoke Signals, Canadian Carnage, Bad News Bagoo, Peacemakers, and Ramrock. Not too shabby of a picks.
Yeah, not too shabby of our picks.
Yeah.
So we'll see if our picks are right. If they're correct, then we'll see.
Yeah, and I will keep track of them because nothing's on the line. It's just bragging rights.
Just bragging rights.
Yeah.
See, we'll see if our projections are right.
And who has the most correct.
Who has most correct.
Yeah. And
what happens if we get most correct?
Nothing. It's just bragging rights.
All right.
Right. And I'll keep informed in a later show of who won this. And we might continue this into next year. It'll be an interesting thing to compare picks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year's Thunder Mountain Wrestling. And who are they bringing next year, the special guest in Thunder Mountain Wrestling? I'm looking forward for the 2026. This year, this is for me to end the big 2025 with Shotzi, Billy Gunn, and Danhausen. This is going to be good.
Oh, yeah. And don't go anywhere, because coming up soon is my sit-down interview with the champ himself, Ramrock, talking about his career in Thunder Mountain Wrestling thus far. So if you like what you're seeing, feel free to subscribe. Check out the other videos. I got more than just Thunder Mountain Wrestling on here, so check them out. And next weekend, don't know if I'll be doing any videos. I want to, but we'll see if I have the time. Next weekend, I am going to be doing Halloween in Hollywood. A friend and I are going to Universal on Halloween night, and the following day we are sightseeing.
Oh wow, that's cool. Have fun there.
Thank you.
Safe trip.
So yeah, in a few seconds, this video is going to flip over to my sit-down interview with the Ramrock. You need to check that out. I'm looking forward to the interview myself. And for King Raul, Douglas hometown boy here, I am Bubba Josh. Thunder Mountain Wrestling right here in Douglas, Arizona at the middle school. Until next time, kindness is free. Sprinkle it everywhere. All right, hello Bubba Josh Productions followers. As promised, my very first sit-down interview with a wrestler. And today, figured, why not Bubba Josh Productions Forever Champion, the first ever Super Fader Champion, first ever two-time Thunder Mountain Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Ramrock.
That's absolutely right. It is an absolute pleasure to be the first sit-down interview on the Bubba Josh Productions podcast.
And I appreciate that too.
Absolutely. Got to represent the brand.
Yeah. And we got lots to talk about. I mean, like I said, it's your time at Thunder Mountain Wrestling thus far, because I believe you're not dropping the belt.
There's no chance. This belt is not leaving the shoulder tonight. I'm going up against Will Kennedy, who has been a thorn in my side ever since the beginning of this year. When he hit me in the head with a steel chair in Fort Huachuca in front of the biggest audience Thunder Mountain Wrestling has ever seen, and cost me this very championship. But it wasn't very long until the very next night when I finally cashed in and beat the War Bear, the first one ever to pin the War Bear
that is
for the
correct.
Thunder Mountain Heavyweight
That is
Championship.
correct, and we will get to that. But like I said, this will cover your whole Thunder Mountain Wrestling thing.
Sounds
and
great.
So let's start from my earliest Thunder Mountain Wrestling memory. You've probably been in a little bit before then, but the first match I remember seeing you in is when you became the Super Fader, the very first Super Fader champion. In your mind, how did that feel?
Let me tell you something, Bubba. That match meant the world to me. That was actually my debut match in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. And to go against a competitor of the caliber, of the prominence of somebody like Bad News Bagoo for the first ever Super Vader Championship, I knew that I had my work cut out for me. And let me tell you, Bagoo was absolutely no joke at all. He was one of the toughest guys I've ever had to face in the ring.
That was in the run. It didn't win it out, but that was in the running for the 2025 Thunder Mountain Wrestling Match of the Year last year.
It
I mean,
sure
2024.
was.
Sorry, that was yeah. And in fact, his opponent is the current Super Fader champion, who will be in action a little bit later tonight. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, you brought out the best in him. He brought out the best in you. And speaking of bringing out the best in each other, a feud that built respect on your both sides while you were the champion. Stud Bronson.
Stud Bronson is a man that I have nothing but the utmost respect for in this business. He is the current one half of the current PWA Tag Team Champions and Thunder Mountain Tag Team Champions. Stud Bronson and I went to war with each other. We didn't see eye to eye at first. It was just, mutual competitors wanting to be the absolute very best. And when it came down to it, maybe I pushed things a little too far, because we did have that dog collar match and things got a little personal in that match.
The collar broke.
The collar literally broke in the middle of that match. But we didn't stop. We continued to go, and in that night, Stud Bronson was the better man. And in that night, he earned my respect now and forever.
That was one of the things that pursued me to recruiting you for my Bubba Josh Production unofficial faction, because I am not part of Thunder Mountain Wrestling. I am their number one fan, though their words, not mine. And because of that, I have a few wrestlers who are part of the unofficial Bubba Josh Production faction, himself included.
I'm a proud member of the Bubba Josh faction.
And then from that, you went you lost the Super Fader Championship to Stud. I'm sure you were thinking it was good respect and all that, and it was. But I'm sure part of you was a little bit disappointed about that too.
I sure was, absolutely, because every single time I step into that ring, I want to win. I want to prove to that everybody, not just the Thunder Mountain audience, but everyone across the world, that the Ramrock is the very best. And of course, when I step into that ring against somebody of the caliber of Stud Bronson, I need to prove to everybody that I am the very best. On that night, though, he was the better man, and he became the Super Vader champion.
But you know, as they say, once one door closes, another door opens. So that opens up a whole new year. This year, starting with you winning the very first Terry Invitational Cup, held in my hometown, Sierra Vista, by the way. Urban Axe Yard, shout out to you for being one of the sponsors of Thunder Mountain Wrestling. And it was a stacked field. I mean, it could have been anybody's night, but ended up being your night. And there are rumors that you afterwards, you actually drink something out of that cup.
Well, let's go ahead and squash those rumors right now. I didn't actually drink anything out of the cup, but I did threaten to drink the blood of my enemies out of that cup. However, it didn't happen. But we've got to kind of backtrack just a hair going into that Fatal 4-Way match.
You got it.
So I actually had to earn a shot to even get into the Fatal 4-Way.
That is true.
Against one of the brightest, one of the best up-and-comers in professional wrestling, and that of Logan Ragnarok. Now, you have to understand that Logan Ragnarok and the Ramrock, we have a long history together that goes all the way to Georgia in the AWWA. When I first fought Logan Ragnarok for the AWWA Heavyweight Championship, and he beat me. So for him to want to come back out, because he had so much respect for me, and to try to face me again in my hometown, in my home state, that was a war. And he brought it, but I was the better man, and I was able to beat him and qualify for the Terry Invitational Fatal 4-Way, where I fought not one, not two, but three of Thunder Mountain's best and brightest, and beat them to become the very first ever Terry Invitational and #1 contender for the Thunder Mountain Heavyweight Championship.
And then that brings us to your first go-around with the Thunder Mountain Wrestling Championship. I mean, I didn't think anybody could get the job done taking care of Ursus for the title, but you did. But at first, there was a little hiccups. I mean, like you said, Fort Huachuca, base brawl. You put a title on the line. It was, what was the title again that you put on the line against his title? It was title for title.
It was a title for title match. It was the AWWA United States Championship versus the Thunder Mountain World Heavyweight Championship in a winner-take-all match. And who was it? Who was it that cost me that match? It was my opponent that I'm facing finally tonight. Will Kennedy cost me that match at Base Brawl. He acted like he was going to be my friend. And what did he do? He took the chair and he smashed it in my face.
And that started a year-long rivalry. And like, okay, I'm not gonna announce any winners of the awards until after the show, like promised. But I'm just making a spoiler right now because there's no way any other thing can compare. But you and Will Kennedy are winning the 2025 Rivalry of the Year, hands down.
I mean, Will Kennedy and me, we have gone back and forth all year long. He has been a thorn in my side. I thought we were friends. Unfortunately, he showed his true colors, didn't he?
Yeah.
I know we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit of your timeline.
It's okay. It's
but yeah. So when the very next night after Base Brawl was right here. Actually, it was 2 streets over in Douglas at the high school when I finally beat the War Bear and became the Thunder Mountain Heavyweight Champion for the first time.
I remember that. Going into that, just like you are tonight, going into that, you put your career on the line, title versus career.
Absolutely. That was the only way the War Bear was going to accept my challenge. Why else would he want to face me again after the war that we put each other through at Huachuca in Base Brawl? The only way he was going to give me another shot, I had to put it all on the line, risk everything. And I knew that going into that match, it could be all over right then and there because Victor Ursus, the War Bear, is one of the greatest, one of the most difficult opponents I've ever had to face in my entire career.
And I want to thank you again for gracing me of being your first interview post-match. we already said before the show, regardless whether it be you leaving or you winning the title, I was going to be your first interview, and I love that.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Right. And then after that, you ended up starting the feud with Will Kennedy, and one of the very first, if I remember, your very first defense was against Will Kennedy.
Will Kennedy. Manders, and oh geez, who was the third person in that match?
Wasn't it Ursus himself?
It was Ursus himself, because what they did to me, Ursus and Angel, they powerbombed me right through the table and almost took me out. But I got up and I continued to fight. Yet, who was it? When I had the match won, I picked up Manders on my shoulders. I hit him with the Blitzkrieg drop. It was 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Angel came in, pulled the referee, and who snuck in behind me? Who snuck in behind
Kennedy.
for that win? Again, Kennedy, sticking it in my back, screwing me over, and he became his first ever championship win. So congratulations to him on that.
Yeah, and then after that, he was the very first show over in Benson. He was defending his title against his tag team partner and friend in an Iron Man match, Gabriel Alexander, which ended up being no contest because of interference, and shockingly, you came to Will Kennedy's aid that night.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Will Kennedy stood for Thunder Mountain Wrestling. He stood for everything that we are fighting so hard for. At the time, you have to understand, fans, Thunder Mountain Wrestling was in a war with the Cabal, with so many other factions. And so when I saw Victor Ursus again go out there and cost a wonderful main event, when I saw Bagu go out there, when I saw Angel Pureheart go out there and try to cost the fans the opportunity to watch this title get defended, I put my hatred aside for Will Kennedy. I went out and I defended him in that very match.
And then from that led to a... Sorry about the sound, but there's some cars driving by with radio, so we'll wait till they drive by. Alright, didn't want that going over our talking,
Absolutely. Oh, and now we got
set off a car alarm. Alright, we'll talk a little bit louder. Who knows when that alarm's going to go off. Alright, well, so that brings us to the Stampede match, which had you teaming with Will Kennedy. And everything seemed to be going right. And then you and Will Kennedy imploding.
It did. But let's remember again what happened in that match. I got my eyes gouged. Or I should say, Will Kennedy got his eye gouged. And what did he do? He thought I was the one that did it. And he hit me with his finishing move, the Code Breaker, and eliminated me from that match. I got pinned right after that. But you know what happened? I lost my anger. I lost my cool on him. And I hit him. I kicked him with my finisher, Das Boot, right in the face. And unfortunately, or I should say fortunately, he was able to overcome that somehow and actually win that match.
Yeah. And then he goes on and says he's gonna defend his. He said he was gonna go on and defend his championship in a one-on-one match against Roderick Strong, I believe it was. Yeah, Roderick Strong of the respectable Undisputed Era faction, Kingdom, whatever show you watch, and he wanted to do one-on-one, but Ramrock had something to say about that.
I sure did, because everybody in Thunder Mountain Wrestling knew. They all knew that I was the true #1 contender. So what did I have to do once again? I had to show Thunder Mountain Wrestling, I had to show all the admin over there that I deserve a shot for this championship, a rematch for a title that I was never pinned or submitted for. So I had to go to another promotion. I had to go to Pro Wrestling Arizona, become the heavyweight champion, and once again, put my title on the line so I could buy myself a shot at a rematch at a title that was rightfully mine.
Which you can see by the title on his shoulder, that he went on and he won that match.
And I pinned Will Kennedy himself
to
become the two-time, first ever two-time Thunder Mountain heavyweight champ.
And that was that Thunder Rumble. And of course, at that time, we thought the beef was over between him and Kennedy, because we knew whoever won the Thunder Rumble would be the new number 1 contender. And because Will Kennedy was already in the championship match, didn't think it was going to be involved. But look who shows up and wins the Rumble.
And let the record show here on the Bubba Josh Productions podcast, let the record show who came in last at that Rumble, who flexed their authority, who used their money to buy their way in to be the very last person. Will Kennedy was so prideful, he just couldn't let it go. He couldn't stand the fact that I beat him for this championship, that he had to buy his way into the Thunder Rumble. And he somehow, once again, he's crafty. I got to give him all the credit in the world for that. He's crafty. He's smart. He somehow overcame the odds and won and became the number 1 contender for this title.
And we didn't know when the match was going to happen, but we knew it was going to happen sooner or later. In fact, there was even a contract signing book for it, which took you by surprise, because the contract was for something you didn't think it was for.
No, absolutely
you went
not.
into it thinking it was for a match for the championship.
Absolutely. And then who came out and attacked me again? It was Bagoo. I don't know what in the world Bagoo and Will Kennedy's relationship is. I don't know if Will Kennedy is paying Bagoo. I have no idea what that was about. But Bagoo came and attacked me after I found out that that contract wasn't even for the championship.
Yeah. And then after that, we had a crossover show. And then there was, just this past week, because we knew going into tonight there was going to be a Thunder Mountain Wrestling Championship match.
Absolutely.
But you went and threw a twist in that. You were like, steel cage match with your career on the line, as well as the title. As well, if when Will Kennedy loses, he can no longer compete for the title while you're champion.
As long as I have this championship.
And it's the very first one-on-one match for the title between you two guys. And
absolutely. And just to backtrack just a hair,
go
at that crossover show,
yes,
IZW, Thunder Mountain Wrestling, I defended this championship against a very cunning, very young competitor in Ocean Avery. And we had one hell of a match, one of the best matches that you could possibly see in a crossover match. And I was able to defend this championship and keep it here at Thunder Mountain Wrestling. But who came in and attacked me at the end of that match after my hand was raised? Once again, Will Kennedy stabbing me in the back because he just can't handle the fact that I'm the better man. And so tonight, I had enough of the backstabbing. I know that he's got deep pockets. I know he's paying everybody to watch his back. I don't want any interference. This has to be one-on-one. The Ramrock versus Will Kennedy in a steel cage match. No interference. Let's see who the better man is. And tonight, Bubba Josh, I promise you that I will be the better man, and I will be leaving Douglas still your Thunder Mountain World's Heavyweight Champion.
I do believe you are, and I 100% believe that you are. However, if something the other way might happen, I'm not saying it will, but if it does happen, it's an honor to see you at Thunder Mountain Wrestling, and it's an honor to have this interview with you reminiscing your Thunder Mountain Wrestling career.
Absolutely. Ramrock isn't going anywhere tonight. The championship is staying on my shoulders, Bubba Josh. But anytime, anywhere, it is a pleasure to work with you and to be on the show with you.
And that being said, I don't think there's anything else to talk about, but Will Kennedy, you're in for a world of hurting. I don't want to be in your shoes. You mess with the Ramrock, you mess with the wrong person, and I hope you got all the money in the world. I hope it's all worth all the price in the world to get on his bad side, because yeah. So until next time, this is Bubba Josh for Bubba Josh Productions. Good luck tonight, champ.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Looking forward to it as well. And until next time, kindness is free. Sprinkle it everywhere.